Do you hear that voice sometimes in your ear saying all those negative things that you don't believe in, but because you're hearing it all the time, you start to believe that maybe you're not good enough, maybe you're not smart enough, not pretty enough. All these little things that kind of seep into our head over the time, we can't get away from it. Well, I want to bring you 5 ways to really get this self-talk, this negative self-talk, to be quiet once and for all. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm an exercise physiologist and health coach, and I just love talking about this stuff because if we get our mindset right, then everything else is going to be so much easier. So what is negative self-talk? It's really keeping us limited. It's putting a cap on what we can believe is possible. And it's filling ourselves with all this negativity that leaves us feeling more helpless, more stressed, less motivated to go out into life and do the things that really give us joy. And it's shown that if you have more negative self-talk, there's a greater chance of having mental health issues. So really, we all owe it to ourselves and the people around us to take care of this negative self-talk once and for all. Okay? The first thing I suggest is prove it wrong. Find at least one example why that negative self-talk is actually not truthful. Because if it's not truthful once, maybe it's not truthful the whole time. And it's just negativity for negativity's sake. So what's an example? You didn't do good at that test. You're not smart, you're terrible, you're never going to amount to anything. And really, that's what negative self-talk is. It catastrophizes. It's so much more than what's in reality, where I just didn't do good at a test. So what can we do? We say, hey, there was that one test that I did really well. I actually did super well and got great marks on that other subject that I really enjoyed. So therefore, this thing saying you're not smart enough isn't necessarily true. Okay? We just prove it wrong. Number 2, let's reframe failure. Failure is actually the greatest teacher. It's not this big doom and gloom thing that we tell ourselves it is. Oh my goodness, I failed. Oh, it's terrible. Actually, that's great. You found a way that didn't work. It's not right or wrong. It's that did work, that didn't work. Okay? Thomas Edison, when he was developing the light bulb, found 10,000 ways that didn't work. As he's credited with saying, I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. And I got it on the 10,001st way. So we just got to keep trying. There's nothing wrong with failure. It's just, it didn't work. And be curious about failure. That's interesting. Why didn't that work? Pull it apart and work out what was the thing that made it not successful. That'll teach you for next time when you want to make it successful. The third thing is change your thinking, to change your beliefs, to change your results. I'm a big fan of this. This is information from Think and Grow Rich and Bob Proctor. There are many gurus out there that love to talk about this kind of stuff. I certainly bring this to all of my patients that are in this kind of place of needing to crack open this negative self-talk, is whatever we tell ourselves often enough becomes truth, even if it's a lie. If I tell myself I'm not pretty enough every day, eventually I'm going to believe I'm not pretty enough. And that's going to change my actions, which are going to change my results. So if I'm not pretty enough, I'll believe it, and then I'll start dressing in a different way. My posture will be really kind of shy, not wanting to be out there. And my results are that people will treat me like I'm not pretty enough. So if I start telling myself every morning, I'm gorgeous and I love life, even if it feels fake, feels false, after some time, we're going to look in the mirror and say, oh, I feel beautiful and I love life. And actually, those words are going to lift you. So you're going to believe it after a time. And you're going to go out into the world and do things that a person that believes this stuff does. Take action. And that's going to lead to a totally different experience in life. So I'm definitely a big believer in set your thoughts for the day to set your day up successfully. Number 4 is this voice goes around with us everywhere. But who are the other people in our space that we spend time with? We can really choose the people that we spend time with. You may have heard, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. I'm also a big believer in this. If you want to be a good gambling man, then go to the TAB, because you'll find other gambling people there. And you'll absorb the language, the conversation, the attitudes of these other people. But if you want to be a businessman and you want to run your own small business, don't go to the TAB. You're not going to get the same response, support, encouragement from those people that you would from a business networking event or from a chamber of commerce. The other people that have the same beliefs that you want, those are the people you need to spend time with. And it does rub off on you, I promise. Number 5, the last one, is that little voice, name it. Yeah, and then you kind of work together. I love this one. And it's most successful with my patients. That let's say it's Debbie Downer. That's a common one. This voice, Debbie Downer. So you say, hey Debbie, in your mind, hey Debbie, I want to try something out. Can you go sit in the corner over there and just let me try this thing out? I'll get you back in on the action if it doesn't work, but just let me try this out. And as I see it, this Debbie Downer is actually a part of you and wants you to succeed, and is trying to protect you with all this negative stuff that it's throwing at you. So if you say, hey, we're working together and it's collaborative, but you go sit over there and let me try this thing. And that thing is actually being positive and being experimental, being curious. And if we try this thing and we're not letting Debbie Downer kind of get in our way, because we're working together, the voice actually might quiet down. You might find, surprise, surprise, that you can actually go out and be optimistic and positive and curious and try all these things that you want to do, that you're not limited by that voice. I'd be interested to hear your results on that. So where can you learn more? Well, you can book an appointment with me and we can talk specifically about what kind of voice you're hearing and what kind of goals that voice is getting in the way of in terms of your health. I'd love to have this appointment with you. Otherwise, you can read books, listen to podcasts. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of great information about negative self-talk, about setting your beliefs, setting your mindset. And really, if we make a life work of this, we're going to have great success, and it's going to roll on from our mindset into our actions, into our results. So it's been great talking to you. Let me know in the comments what was the number 1 thing you took away from today, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care now.